Hello, this is Venu, the developer of On Nectar. In this video, let's play the combat survival game mode together. I'm going to let the game do most of the talking, but I'll also talk about some stuff here and there. So let's get started as a jumping spider. The game begins in early spring. I'm a little jumping spider, and my job is to hunt and survive. Let's climb up here and see what's going on. Uh-oh. Dragonfly. This will do nicely. So find a meal, take the meal to a nice cozy spot, and do what a spider does best. Suck the life out of your victim. You know, I think this was a pretty good introduction to the game because one second you're eating a prey and the next second you're the one getting eaten. You die, eaten alive and slowly masticated. Sound plays a really important role in this game, so if you hear the sizzling of wings, then that's a dragonfly coming over to eat you. One really cool thing about this game is that it's completely dynamic, so there's plants growing in real time all around you. As you just saw right here, this flower was not around when the game began, but it has been procedurally generated in runtime, and just as you're playing the game, the whole map is changing all around you. For instance, just take a look around here. Over there in the distance you have some flowers that are beginning to bloom. But it's hard to do a good job playing the game and walking you through it at the same time. Tiny little speck on the floor, and climbing up tall plants like climbing the Eiffel Tower for you. Because the entire game has been built at a micro world scale. The reason it's been built that way is because you're going to have a whole lot of creatures in this game. Not just jumping spiders, but tiny aphids, little ants, and all kinds of creatures someday. My stamina's low, so I'm just going to keep a low profile. Welcome to the second part of On Nectar's combat survival. This time, we're going to play as a mighty dragonfly, one of the most successful predators in the natural world. So here we are, sizzling wings and all. And playing as a dragonfly is definitely easier than, say, being a jumping spider or a bee, but you still got a lot of work to do. Because these things are feeding machines. They need to feed around the clock, and if you don't find enough food, you're not going to survive. Right, up we go. Stamina management becomes really important for a dragonfly because they tend to, expend a lot of energy, and so they need to rest to make up for it. Each creature in On Nectar has a different gameplay strategy, and the way I've balanced it is to make sure that no one creature gets to, enjoy too much power over the others. Alright, now we are up. You could still argue that the dragonfly is the apex predator among the creatures that we have here. I'm not talking about all of nature, of course, but yeah, before I get too carried away, here's another map. Hop around here. Just eat this thing right here. And I'm back up again. Welcome to part 3 of Drunk on Nectar's Combat Survival. So far we've seen a lot of violence from savage predators, but it doesn't have to be that way. You can play the game as a beautiful butterfly sipping on nectar, but you'll have to watch out for spiders trying to eat you and dragonflies trying to carry you away. Let the games begin. Here we are. All you have to do is drink on nectar, but it's a pretty risky business to be in, I'll say that much. And well, I promised this was not going to be a violent episode, so I'm going to restart and let me try again. I'll do a better job this time. Again. This time I'm going to fly over to the other side of the map. There's a bee being carried away. Wouldn't want that to happen to you. The key to surviving as a prey is to discover new ground, and that's what I'm doing here. This particular part of the map has just sprung up now. The game is completely dynamic, so new plants can come up anywhere at any time, like that one over there. And you'll have to use this to your advantage if you're going to survive. First of all, I'm going to lie on the underside of this leaf and wait for my stamina to build up again over here. This is where things start to get tricky. Towards the mid game and the end game, most of the flowers, the safe flowers, have been gobbled up by the AI. So you have a choice. You can either... before I get too carried away. There's a dragonfly. I wasn't paying attention. If I was, I would have heard the sizzling of those dragonfly wings. That's a cue for you to know that there's a dragonfly coming around. Let's end things on a more peaceful note. For example, this looks like a peaceful part of the map. Oh, but there's a jumping spider. You really have to be on your toes as a butterfly. So at this time I'm low on stamina. There's a dragonfly up there. And there's not much nectar to go around either. That doesn't look good. And there's a jumping... You talk about being caught between a rock and hard place. There's a jumping spider below. And there's a dragonfly above. You know what, I'm just going to rest on this leaf and bide my time. Okay, so far so good. The bee's been beating me to it. Communal farming is fine and all, but each time there's a bee behind me, there's a pretty good chance that there's a dragonfly that it led to here. On this occasion, I think seem to be pretty safe. Still have a long way to go if I'm to survive this round. Looks like I have a little rival in this bee. I'm just going to beat him to it. Beat her to it. Gender is not something that I've worked on yet for the game, but you can be pretty sure that I am going to, you know, cover every square inch of nature someday. Eventually there's going to be stuff like mating rituals and reproduction, and all of that is going to be carefully woven into this. So even as part of combat survival, one of the victory conditions could be that you need to, say, successfully mate with a partner or something of that sort. Or maybe even as a female butterfly, you need to lay a bunch of eggs on the appropriate plant or something along those lines. This is fun. I have a little partner with me to go around pollinating these flowers. That's another thing, by the way. Pollination is a real thing in this game. Each time these pollinators sip nectar, they are simultaneously dispersing pollen grains onto these plants. And before long, if you play the nature sandbox mode, you'll know that these plants will get fertilized and they'll form seed pods, and those seeds will disperse all around the map. All this is going to happen in real time while you're still playing the game. Okay, things are looking up for this particular game session, so I think this is a good spot to end this here. In some of the videos to come, I'm going to talk more about Face Off and the Nature Sandbox. So we'll get to that in the next series. Thanks for watching.